Hello, this is Leisha Breen with Journey to Greatness, 365 days to your best year yet. And today we're going to talk about what matters in your life and what does not matter, because I think a lot of us walk around kind of mindlessly and we take actions that don't represent the things that truly matter in our own heart. We take actions that reflect reactive emotions, or we take actions that revolve around what other people want us to do, and we oftentimes neglect what matters to us most. I'm not suggesting that we become very self-centered individuals, but I believe that most of us neglect what's truly in our heart and what really brings us joy, and forsake our very own selves. And I know that it took me years to learn to really take a look at what mattered to me and then act on it. There's two things that I've learned in my 63 years that have really turned my life around. The most important thing is to be clear about what matters to me and what does not matter. And it sounds so oversimplified, but as I said, I think a lot of us walk through life. We walk that path without always paying attention to what truly matters to us. And we find ourselves years later down the road with regret and frustration and remorse even, because we haven't been true to ourselves. William Shakespeare once said, "To thine own self be true." Now, the first thing, as I said, the most important thing is to be clear. Clarity. What matters most? Be clear about what matters most. The second most important thing that I have learned is to take action in accordance with what does matter and not take action on the things that don't matter. You know, when we don't adequately attend to these concepts or these questions, we can fall prey to what society dictates to us. We can fall prey to the false beliefs that reside within our core. And when this happens on occasion, that's okay. We all make mistakes. But when we are consistently not living up or not living true to our essence, that's truly when life can feel very empty and unfulfilling, and it can lack meaning in our later years. Mindfulness just asks us to be intentional about what we think, intentional about how we feel, what we believe, and what we are doing. What actions are we taking? I often talk about mindfulness meditation because when we develop that mindfulness muscle, we become awake to what truly matters to us. We're always going to have that monkey mind falling into the negative patterns that can make us feel blue, make us feel bad, cause us to want to take improper actions. But when we're awake and aware because of mindfulness, we are able to intentionally say, I don't want this thought anymore. I'm not going to take these negative actions anymore. I'm not going to allow myself to spiral downward anymore, because this isn't helping me with what matters most to me. When we have clarity, we have a roadmap. We know where we're headed. And once we build up some momentum toward what we care about, those little things, those little aggravations, those little temptations, those things that just don't matter will no longer get in our way. When we decide to be contemplative rather than reactive in life, that's when we can be true to ourselves. Do yourself a favor, break free from the rat race, and focus on what truly matters to you. You know, society tells us the only thing that matters is matter. The only things that count are the things that can be counted. You know, we often measure the value of our life by what we think are objective criteria. We focus on how we rank in the class. We focus on how much money we make. We look at our wall and take a look at how many trophies we have, or how big our house is, or how fancy our car is. We look at the amount of things we have gotten done in the day. But research shows that success measured by these standards does not lead to long-lasting happiness. It can bring temporary pleasure. Temporary. But it quickly wanes. More is not always better. And we are taught, especially as Americans, that the more you get, the happier you're going to be. And it's a lie. The path to finding emotional fulfillment and meaning in life and long-term happiness, it requires us to identify and focus on things that truly matter to us. So that means we have to take the time to do some soul searching and decide what really matters to us and have great clarity on that. So that when we do take actions, we're fulfilling those needs. Regardless of what our culture tells us that we should want to be or do, we have to be true to ourselves. That's when life has real meaning. That's when we truly are fulfilled. That may mean that you have to get a new job that's more in line to who and what you are, what you want out of life. It may mean that you need to spend more time with the people that you love, or be more involved and engaged in the activities that you're passionate about. It's going to be different for every single person. But let's talk about what you can do today to start paying attention to what truly matters to you, to be able to focus on what is most important to you. See today if you can state what is most important to you in a few words. Spend some time reflecting on these highest priorities, and then just dig a little bit deeper. Are these things that you've discovered, are they really your highest objectives? Or do you have some unstated goals that you don't like admitting to yourself? Hold in your mind for a few minutes your highest objective in life, excluding everything else. You will know you are coming close to your destiny when you thought of your highest ideal, and you know that this thought fills you with joy. Now, I hope I've given you something to think about today. What matters to you is really important. It's the key to living a meaningful and fulfilling life. And you deserve that. You deserve it, but you need to discover what it is that you're passionate about. And start putting your time and your effort and your energy into that. I hope you have a beautiful day. Be bold, be brave, and always, always be your authentic self. God bless.